finally we're going to push out this baby. Hello guys, my name is Chidi and I'm a lifestyle vlogger. I share videos about my family, motherhood, travel vlogs and some bits of medical school. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel, and please guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel by just clicking on the subscribe button right in front of you, and thank you so much if you've done so already. Now in this video I'm going to be recounting my birth story and how I gave birth to my first child, Naeto. So sit down, relax, get a drink because it's gonna be a very long one. So Naeto was born on 29th of June 2019, so that was last year, but his actual due date was on 24th of June 2019, so he was like 5 days overdue. So around his due date, because obviously like I've been waiting for too long, like when you get like 8 months or 9 months pregnant, or let me just say in weeks, when you get from like 35 weeks pregnant, like you're tired of the whole thing, like you can't wait for the baby to come out, like you've had enough. Anyway, in my own case, like from 35 weeks I've just about had enough. Like I couldn't wait for the baby to come, so like I was literally counting down to like 40 weeks. I just could not wait. Then on the 23rd night, so that was a day before his due date, so I just I was prepared because I thought I was gonna be waiting for the baby. Like I was actually planning to wait for the contractions to start. Like naive me was waiting for the contractions to start. I wasn't really naive. I think I was a bit optimistic because I already knew that like rarely, like a small percentage of women actually give birth on their due dates. But I just wanted to be optimistic. Like I was hoping that the baby is coming on the 24th. So on the 23rd, I started to like keep a vigil. Like I was actually going to wait for this baby to come. So 12 midnight, I was like proper ready. I was proper waiting. And nothing happened. I'm like, let me just give it a couple of hours. Your contractions are coming very soon. So around 1 a.m. I was still waiting, 2 a.m. I was still waiting, 3 a.m. like I had to like give up. So I gave up and I went to bed. And then I woke up the next day. I was so disappointed. I woke up around like 9 a.m. on the 24th on my due date, and I was so disappointed. I was hoping that my contractions was gonna like wake me up from sleep, but nothing happened. I woke up, I checked my sheets, like it was still dry. I was proper pissed off. I'm like, how come I haven't got the contractions yet? So this baby is actually going to make me wait. So like I sort of like, I started thinking probably it was going to happen during the day. Like it's still not late, it's 24 anyway, and we probably still got like 12 more hours to go. I'm like, it's probably going to happen. So the whole of 24 went and nothing happened. So the next day I had my last appointment with my midwife. So and early hours of 25th of June, I had a bloody show. So a bloody show in simple terms is when you pass lots of blood clots. It could be a sign of labor, or it could mean nothing really. So it's not really definitive. So in my own case, I saw it on the 25th morning, and I took pictures of it and I was going to show my midwife. So around that morning, I was a bit excited. I was like, oh, finally, it's finally like happening to me. The labor is actually going to start happening anytime from now soon. So I rang the maternity assessment unit and I informed them, oh, I seen my bloody show. What do I do now? They said to me, oh, you just have to wait, just wait till your contractions start getting regular, or if your waters break. I was not really happy about the news. I was expecting they would like ask me to come in, like like I was expecting good news for them to like tell me, yeah, the labor is starting very soon, just get yourself to the hospital. But that's not what I heard. So I now brushed it off and went back to sleep. So in the morning I woke up, I went for my midwife appointment. So I took pictures of the bloody show to show my midwife. So when I got to the appointment, I showed my midwife and she was a bit worried about the bloody show, because she said her own opinion that she felt that I passed a lot of blood clots and she wanted me to be checked out at the hospital. So she booked an appointment for me to go into the maternity assessment unit to get me, you know, checked out. And I was happy, I was relieved. I was like, finally, like it's finally happening. So I went into the maternity assessment unit and, you know, they checked my baby, like the baby's heart rate, and they also did an intimate examination. And the midwives are like, oh no, you're fine, like you're not in labor yet, you can go home. Oh, I was like proper annoyed. I'm like, why am I going home? Why can't I just get into labor and actually start the pushing? Like, I can't wait. So guys, so after this they asked me to go home, so I went home. So that was on 25th. So when I got to the house, I started feeling like, you know, some pains, like a little bit of contraction. Like at this point, I didn't want to call it contraction because guys, like, you know, if you want something so badly, like it starts to happen in your head. So the contraction was probably happening in my head and it wasn't real, but I started to feel some pain, but it was manageable. I was all right. I was managing it fine. So I was just, you know, just waiting. Then on 26th morning, early hours, I started feeling a bit more pain and I just heard a sudden pop and I quickly rushed to the bathroom because I knew what it was. Obviously my waters broke. So when I rushed to the bathroom because I didn't want to wet my bed sheets and I just, you know, realized my waters broke. So I quickly rang the midwife. I'm like, oh, my waters broke, so can I come in now? They're like, oh, just wait a little bit and time your contractions, and when it becomes regular then you can ring back. I was proper pissed off at this point. I'm like, whoa, like I can't wait to come to labor ward. Can you guys just ask me to come in? Like it's very annoying, like when you actually think it's the time to go in, like you always hear, oh, just, you know, time the contractions, you're not ready yet. So like they advised me if I'm starting to have like 3 contractions within 10 minutes, then it will be time to actually come in. But before that, she just like probably stay at home and ride it out. So I stayed at home, I started timing the contractions, and eventually it became regular. So I started having 3 contractions within like 10 minutes, lasting for like, you know, 1 minute or longer. So when I rang them, they asked me to come in. I was like, yay, finally, we're going to push out this baby. So I was very early hours of 26th morning. So this was happening. And when I went into the hospital very early in the morning, so it was just me, my husband and my mom. So we went to the labor ward, not labor ward yet. So we admitted to the antenatal unit first. I'm going to insert the video as well of when I just arrived and I was just like, you know, giving a bit.
So we are at the assessment center now and baby is strapped to the monitor.
I'm strapped to the monitor, not baby.
Are you not baby?
I got confused there, like exactly.
Why will you get confused? How can I?
Strapped to the monitor because they're monitoring baby.
You are strapped to the monitor, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah, baby, isn't it?
Yeah.
We can see the heart rate here and saturation. And that's mommy over there.
Say hi.
Waiting patiently.
Waiting patiently for my first grandchild.
Call my first grandchild.
Yes,
Yeah, amen.
Jesus' name.
Amen.
So when I laid down there, the midwife came in and she examined me. So before I was asked, like after my waters broke at home, I was asked to like, you know, put a pad just to monitor like the amount of water. So, and when I got to the maternity assessment unit, the midwife, she wanted to see the pad. So when she checked the pad, she was like, oh, it's actually green, like the color of the liquid is green. And then she said that probably means that the baby has opened his bowels in you. I'm like, what? So, and she said, oh, because the baby has opened his bowels, then you probably have to like be moved into labor ward and get things escalated. So I was like, it's fine, fair enough. And at that point, she also checked me and she realized I was 2 cm dilated. And I was happy that I was, you know, actually contracting 2 cm dilated. I'm like, yeah, finally, we're getting there. So I was admitted into the labor ward. And when I got there, I like they wanted to keep an eye on me to see if I would, you know, continue contracting. So, and immediately I got to labor ward because she said the baby had opened his bowels in May, so they probably want to, like, you know, escalate things. And the doctor came in and said they are going to start induction of labor. Oh my god, like, I didn't really want to hear that word. Like, throughout my pregnancy, like, I've been really open about things, but I wasn't really hoping to be inducted, but that was what it got to. So when I got there, they said they are going to, like, induce me, and they put on the drip, the oxytocin drip. So immediately I heard induction. I'm like, I know induction. I know how painful it is. You understand? It's just like your contractions going from 0 to 100. I'm like, like the pain is from like 0 to 100. I'm like, immediately we got to the room. I'm like, I told the midwife, I really need epidural because I know what induction is. I'm not about to take all that pain. Can I have epidural, please? So she just looked at me. She was like, oh, slow down, guy, because I said it immediately, like, going to the room, like, can I have epidural? And she looked at me. She was like, oh, why not you just try gas and air first and just see how it goes, and if it's not really effective, then you can do epidural. And then my husband looked at me and was like, oh, maybe you should just give gas and air a try and just see if you can manage on it. I'm like, it's fine, okay, can we have gas and air then? So I started using gas and air, and it wasn't too bad, you know. It was controlling the pain all right. Like, it was just okay with the pain. I'm going to insert the videos there of me, like, being high on gas and air.
All right. Yeah, we are in the labor room right now, and
Oxytocin.
yeah.
So I want the artificial one. It's called syntocin drip.
Syntocin drip.
To make my contractions a bit stronger.
Alright.
Because apparently this baby decided to poo inside me. They're having to induct me. So yeah, I'm so high, so high.
And she's using gas and air. Mommy, say hi. Huh? Say hi. Alright.
And it made me so high, like everyone was just fuzzy. I was just seeing things. And so that was the effect to get with gas and air, but with the pain management, it wasn't that bad, so I was doing well. So I was in this I was in the room for like on the 26th, so I was there for like, let's say, till the shift ended, because the midwife finished her shift and she had to go on. The night shift midwife took over, and I was still there, still 2 cm dilated. So that was like, let's say, 10 hours gone, and I was still 2 cm dilated, even though I was on oxytocin drip. Nothing was going. I wasn't progressing. The labor wasn't progressing. I wasn't dilated. So they wanted to, like, you know, keep an eye on things. So at that point, so when the doctor came in and, you know, checked again, did an intimate examination, told me I was 2 cm dilated, and the pain was getting worse and worse and worse. This was like 10 hours after 10 hours on gas and air, so the pain was still getting worse. So at this point I said to the doctor, you know what, like, I can't keep like working hard. I'm working hard and it's just nothing, you understand? I'm working too hard trying to, like, manage the pain on gas and air, but I'm still 2 cm dilated, so I can't keep doing this. Like, it's just too much for me. I just need epidural now. Like, I've tried enough. I just want the epidural. So they got the anesthetist and she came in and she gave me the epidural.
Right, so that cleans your skin, so just make sure you keep your hands at the front.
Sorry. You okay, sir?
Yeah.
The contraction. Can you feel my needle at all?
No, just for now.
Where do you feel it? Is it on the right or the left or in the middle?
I think it's towards the left.
The left.
That was it, man. Guys, that epidural, oh my god, is like a miracle, man. It just took away all the pain. I didn't even feel pain. I did not feel anything. It was just the best thing ever. Like the best that's ever happened in science is epidural. So all the pain just disappeared. So I was just, I was just chilling, sleeping. I was in labor, but I was just asleep, no pain whatsoever. So guys, so the next day was like 27th and nothing at all. Like, so you remember guys, I was in the hospital. I went to labor ward on 26th. So from 26th morning until 27th, I was still there. Then 27th to 28th, I was still 2 cm dilated, guys. So thank God I asked for that epidural on time, because I would have been suffering on gas and air with no progress, nothing. Like, it would have been too bad. So thank God I actually asked for that epidural on time. So the doctor, he kept coming and he said, oh my god, you're still 2 cm dilated. I said to the doctor, let's just do a C-section because I'm still not progressing. Sorry, I think my baby is crying. Naeto! Alright guys, I'm back again. Naeto. Alright guys, so sorry for the break in transmission. I'm back again. Naeto woke up from his nap, so I had to go get him. I started having discussions with the doctors about like how I'm doing a C-section, because at this point, like, I was already tired. I've been waiting too long. I was admitted to labor ward on 27th. I'd already spent 2 nights there. Nothing had happened yet. So I said to the doctor, all right, I think this is the time for C-section now. Like, I'm done waiting. I just want to get this over and done with. So he just, I think, happened on 28th. He came in to have a chat with me around 8 p.m. and I said to him I was up for a C-section. So he said he was going to come back later on. Then around 12 midnight, that's when they came around to take me to the theater. Like, we decided it was a C-section because nothing still happened. I'll say 2 cm, like, since 27th up until 29th on oxytocin, and I was still 2 cm dilated. You can imagine how long I've been in labor for. So I went to theaters, they started the whole shebang, So my epidural was stopped up. Guys, I was feeling very nauseous. Like the anesthetic they used on me made me feel very, very nauseous. But it should have been epidural though, but I don't understand because when I had the epidural back on labor ward, I was fine. But I think obviously they gave me a higher dose and that made me very nauseous. So the whole time I was awake, but I didn't really enjoy the moment because I was feeling very sick. I felt very sick. It was so uncomfortable the whole time. So I was just literally waiting for them to finish, you know, so I could just, you know, get myself back. So around half one, baby was born, and I heard him cry, and then my husband, you know, just showed me a picture of him, you know, and yeah.
Wow. Remember what I said about solids? Yeah, big boy. Oh yes. Happy birthday.
Wow. He's a big lad.
He's going to be a big boy.
Ready to start school. Come on now.
Right. Slightly lower the drift line.
Hello. You looking at him?
So you know.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, here we go. Now.
Say to your mummy. Can you see him? Definitely a boy.
This is
Okay, so please.
Yeah.
big baby. Sorry. No. Okay. Okay, stop.
Yeah.
So it was a very emotional birth story, and around 4 AM, I think I was moved back to the labor ward. And guys, I was famished, man. Like, I was just thinking about food the whole time. Like, please get me some food. Get me some food to eat. Like, I was just thinking about food, because I was so hungry for the reasons I can't explain. Obviously, because, yeah, well, I was hungry. Naeto wants to be carried. Okay. So, guys, I was so hungry. I'm like, can you guys get me some food to eat? And I think I carried Naeto for the first time on the ward. Like, guys, I was so scared. I was scared to touch my baby. I was scared to have him in my arms, and but eventually like got over my fear and I had him, and it was so nice. So guys, that's the end of my birth story. I hope you enjoyed it. And guys, please don't forget to like, like, comment and share my videos. And finally, please subscribe by clicking the subscribe button, and see you guys later on my next video. Bye.